Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you as always for watching. My apologies for another lengthy delay since the last film. There are two reasons for it. Firstly, I'm back to suffering amp problems again. It's been playing up on me something rotten and I didn't feel it was reliable enough to sit here and do a video with, and more importantly and secondly, I'd kind of run out of ideas, really, rather sadly. Anyway, for reasons best known to itself, the amp has started going through a bit of a mid-life renaissance and is performing to specification, incredibly for once. And even more incredibly, I've come up with another idea, which is based around a Fleetwood Mac song that I've been listening a lot to, a particular favourite. So let me just say as well at this point that I was reviewing my account recently and I've got every song that I've ever done that is an actual song and not just talking about technique seems to have generated a copyright claim, and I've absolutely no idea why. I don't know what I'm doing that annoys people, to be honest. Although I suppose I could take the positives and say at least they're obviously recognising what I'm playing, so that's in itself is something at least. So the song, if there is a song involved, when there is in this one, then it won't appear in the title anymore. I know I've said that once before, but this time I'll have to mean it. So I hope that the title will be sufficient to persuade people to have a read. And tonight I'm calling it Bouncy Notes, and the reason for that I'll get onto in a second. So this Fleetwood Mac song, Everywhere, I've loved the song ever since it came out in I think it was it the Tango in the Night album it was on, I think, in about 86, 87, something like that. Loved it ever since. And of course, when I got into playing, I got into looking up the tab for it, and I found out that it was a reasonably straightforward song, really, and I've been playing along to it quite happily for some time. And then, similar to other songs I've talked about, I realised recently that I've been playing it wrong. I came across a very useful album for anybody looking to refresh their Fleetwood Mac collection, which I was doing because most of my stuff of theirs was actually on vinyl or tape. And I found an album called 50 Years, which is obviously a celebration of their entire career, and I bought that, and it goes right the way back to Peter Green days and right up to the very most recent stuff they did, and takes loads of songs from each era, and of course Everywhere is on that. So been listening to that a lot, and also with the added advantage of knowing more about what I'm listening to in the bass department now. So I'm listening to Mr. McVeigh and what he's been getting up to, and I realised that I'm playing Everywhere wrong, because I'd found the tab for it and I knew the notes and I was playing the notes quite happily, but I was playing them flat. Let me show you what I mean by that. The notes, really, there aren't that many to play. The notes, it basically starts on a B. Sorry, an E, what am I saying? It starts on an E. And I was playing it like that. B, so B again, E, F sharp, and then down to a B. Sorry. You can tell it's been a couple of months since I've done one of these, can't you? And I was playing it like that for a year. I'm quite happy. But when you listen to it properly now, he actually has a bouncing, skippy note, to give it its proper term, a semi-quaver. So when he plays the E, get that right this time, you have to put in a real quick little flick. what he also does is, after the second and fourth bars of that particular bit, he holds the last note for a full tone instead of cutting it short like the other one. So it goes short, long, short, and long again. And that, if you can do that, gets you all the way through the verse. And then the chorus. It's just that. And if you can do that, then basically you've played the whole song pretty much. So there's really not very much to it at all. It was all just about the rhythm. And it really jumps the song along and gives it a little bit more bounce, and great fun to play, of course. Good song. So I'm going to fire up the MP3 and play along to it, and hopefully that will give you something to work on. And basically this is all just about introducing semi-quavers and the way that they put a very quick note into the music. And while it's only a couple of semi-quavers, I can cope with it. It's when it becomes a whole run of semi-quavers I start to struggle. Still working on that. But there are basically three speeds of note here. There's a full tone, then a quaver, which is a half tone, and a semi-quaver, which is half again. And they all appear in that little riff. Three different speeds of note there. And when you put them all together, sounds quite good, to be honest. So let me fire up the MP3. We'll give it a go. Introduction, we're in this drum beat.
You know
That was Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. And my apologies for what my good friend Gary calls the jazz notes in the middle. I really am out of practice with this, aren't I? I suppose I should have stopped and started again really, but what the heck. You get that live feel. So that was just an introduction into semi-quavers, which really, if you see some music that includes a semi-quaver and you can get the timing and the bounce of it, really does liven the song up. So go and hunt them out and give them a go. I'll leave that one there for now, folks. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. Do please stay safe out there, and I hope to see you soon.